Moving on to ordinance 02024-14, an ordinance of the Town of Phillipsburg, County of Warren, New Jersey, adopting the District 5 Riverside Industrial Amendment Riverfront Redevelopment Plan. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second, I'm seconding. Discussion on council?
Council President, if I may.
Go ahead.
So it's clear that this is a controversial issue. The room is literally divided into two. So it's unfortunate that it takes issues like this to get a good crowd to come to council, but if we're gonna have the discussions, let's have the discussions. I am on record with not supporting this ordinance. I personally don't believe that a warehouse within the Riverside area is the right move. Now I know folks have opinions on this. I've been clear on my stance on this. 2 years ago, I wrote and published an op-ed called Warehouse Development Isn't Key to Redeveloping New Jersey Municipalities, Perhaps Tackling the Food Desert Problem Is. Now, perhaps some people won't agree with me, but I think something we should be striving for is a full-service grocery store in town. We are a food desert, and we need to make an option that's more accessible, that provides nutritious options to our residents. Especially with recent news finding that Stop and Shop may be downgrading some of its spots due to underperformance. So this makes grocery stores even more important to our community. And this is one of the very few areas in our town that's large enough to actually handle it. Now, it provides jobs, it provides activity in the area to help dissuade some of the more negative criminal aspects. And it's also providing a service to our town that is pandemic-proof, because you're always going to need grocery stores. And it always pays decent wages. And it's very accessible to folks. It's something we need. So perhaps some people disagree with me, but I don't believe a warehouse is the right spot for this. There are spots for warehouses, I agree. This isn't it. So I won't be supporting this. I don't believe a warehouse is right for the downtown, especially as Easton is putting residential and recreational in their river area. So that's all I'm going to say about that. You know where I stand. I cannot support this, but thank you.
Any other comments? Councilman Kennedy?
Just to remind everyone, I voted in favor of the proposed cold storage facility that was going to go on that site because I was shown a guarantee that they would in fact use rail service. That changed my mind on that because my main stumbling block has been and always will be the truck traffic that would be brought to that area. When I was shown proof that rail service would be used, they actually researched the cold storage facility, and they did at their other facilities in fact use rail service. That's why I voted in favor of that previously. That deal never materialized for the cold storage facility, so we're back to a warehouse on that site with no guarantee that trucks wouldn't be used. Again, at a time where we seem to be having trouble coming up with money for signs to enforce a truck route that would keep trucks off of South Main Street from McKean Street down past Union Square, I cannot vote for an ordinance that may lead to more truck traffic down through that area. So that's why I will not vote in favor of this ordinance. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. Any other Councilman Skirbo?
Yeah, so I agree with Councilman Clark. We can agree to disagree on certain resolutions up here. I do appreciate the public coming out and taking a stance on what they believe in. I believe that's a fair process in our community and in our country. I do not agree with what they say. I do agree that we need to light up that area down there. I would just hope that people can come with the same energy and to try to attack the real problem that we see down in that area is the homelessness. We need to find a facility here for people that are struggling, that they won't have that area anymore, but it's also a hazard to our residents down there because there are people that struggle with addiction and go down there and there's crime. All those elements come with that. So I would just urge our public to come out, be strong in your opinions. I think it's great for our town to have people come out here and participate in the meetings. But we need to look at all the issues in town. We can't just keep harping on one thing. When this is actually gonna clean up that area down there, it's gonna light it up. And with the rail service, I believe it's gonna help eliminate the truck use. And I think that was a positive solution to what the argument was in the beginning. So that's all I have, Councilman.
Back in 2000, 2001, I had the privilege of being council president when Ingersoll Rand was going to be sold. Okay, that's like 23, 24 years ago. Cold storage was supposed to come in. Phillipsburg politics kept it out. They went to Bethel Township. They average over $50,000, making good money. I like to move forward on things. If we would have moved forward back then, we wouldn't have what we have today. We have roughly 19% unemployment rate in this town, and when all these little stores open and shops, that should be anywhere over 8%. Should not. I know downtown Peaburg as well as anybody. I worked in the post office here. I delivered mail in a lot of these areas. If you don't clean that up and put money coming in, your taxes are going to keep going up because those guys in blue aren't cheap. You can't have the crime that we have in this town unless we have a force that can put them under control. You can't have a school district. Now I'm going to talk for our seniors. We're on fixed income. I don't get Social Security. I don't get the benefit of that. I have a federal civil service pension. And when you tell a congressman, let those guys pay us, they can't believe us. And we didn't put no 5 years, 20 years, we put over 30 years in. And we pay for our hospital benefits. So anything that could benefit this town, I'll be for. If it's going to bring jobs in, I'm for it. If it's going to put money in the town coffers, I'm for it. You want the kids in Peaburg to work in Peaburg? Give them a place to go to work. If you know people that travel from back on our Peaburg down the hill, what they refer down the hill, the Newark, Jersey City area, and I know quite a few, wouldn't it be nice if they could work locally? And I respect everybody's decision, pro and con. Okay? But at a point, we've got to move this town forward, and we're not. You keep delaying, and you don't get anything done. Do you think I want to see my taxes go up? No. But I want those guys in blue in my neighborhood. I want them in a town. We had a program, we're going to put cameras instead of the boys and women in blue. And they said, dang, cameras are good, they take pictures. Are they working? Half of them don't work. So what good is the camera? If you're the one getting assaulted or your head getting beat in, I want them in blue there. I want 5 of them. So getting back to this ordinance, you gotta put Peaburg kids to work when they get out of high school. We have a community college where they can go to further their education. To those of us that were born and raised in this town, I wish to God they would have these things back then. We could at least went to community college, right? A lot of kids back in my day were rich. They didn't go into school. They went to the Ingersoll Ranch. They went to the Baker Chemical. So where are these kids now going? They don't have money to go to community college. Where are they going to work? 19% unemployment in this town, right? 19%. And if we have places to go, that should be reduced to half. Get them to work. So I'm going to vote for it. And you take it, it's in litigation, so I'm not going to comment on it because I'm not a lawyer and I'm not aware of everything going on. At one point, they're going to sue. Then our taxes are going to see the ceiling. They're going to see the ceiling. Then you want to see a lot of homes go up for sale again? It will come. It will come. So I'm going to support it, and I think being a resident of this town since 1945, born and raised downtown Peaburg, which I love, and I'd love to see it come back. I get irritated when I see the garbage down there in a small community. So people, get out and clean your sidewalks, clean your gutters like they did back in my day. Participate, clean it up. We put these people We put businesses where they can go to work, because they're not going to give them welfare, they're not going to give them unemployment, they're going to say, go get a job. We got these agencies that are helping everybody, like Northwest Papanak. So to keep arguing on something that we're going to lose, I'm not a lawyer, but I'll tell you one thing, we're going to lose. And then those, you've got to look at yourself. What did you gain? Buy the property off of the owner if you want to make change. That's all I can say. Get together. If you have money, make them an offer. Then we don't have to drag it out. Nothing against lawyers, Rich.
None taken.
Okay. But sooner or later, we got to use common sense. That's all I have to say. So with that being said,
Council President, if I may.
Yes, sir.
In the ordinance, we referenced the blocks and lots that were incorporated there in the amended redevelopment plan. We were referring to redevelopment plan. And one of the blocks is block 2102, lot 1. That is, and we reference this in the ordinance and the preambles, that it's encumbered by green acres. Obviously, that's not subject to industrial development, that would require major diversion. That's not part of any approvals that have been granted. But I think just for sake of clarity for everyone's mental and emotional health, just to make it clear that that's not part of this, it would motion to amend this ordinance on first reading to delete in the third whereas reference to block 2102, lot 1. In the fourth whereas, delete that clause entirely. And in the sixth whereas clause, to delete reference to block 2102, lot 1. There's a motion to amend.
we have anyone making that motion to amend that? I'll make that motion. Have a second? Okay, roll call on that.
Councilman Clark?
No.
Councilman Kennedy?
No.
Councilman Scarbo?
Yes.
Council Vice President Wallace?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes.
And there needs to be a roll call on the amended motion.
Okay, we need a roll call on the amended motion.
Councilman Clark?
No.
Councilman Kennedy?
No.
Councilman Scarbo?
Yes.
Council Vice President Wallace?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes. Yep.